Yeet. All right, folks, new show, new week. My man T-Bone and your boy Weezy 504 out here stunting it, it was
Sound
exciting
like our
week.
daddies.
Yeah, exciting week in sports, you know how it goes. If you were a Saints fan, it was a shitty one, I'll be honest. If you're a 49ers fan, there's a lot of improvement, but if you're a PSG fan, you got to be honest. It was a little underwhelming, because we kind of expected to see Messi and Sergio Ramos play, but they PSG. If you're a Man U fan, it was insane. Based on the fact that Paul Pogba finally lived up to the amount of money that they're paying him. And then if you are a college football fan, something came up this week that may actually ruin your week, potentially, if you are in the Pac-12, Big Ten, or the Atlantic Coast Conference, excuse me. So let's jump right in. So should I start or do you want to start? Because
look. Let's just dive right in. Let's talk about the Saints. And I'm gonna say for any Saints fan out there, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even watch the game. I just watched the highlights afterward because I was at work. Like I didn't
Good.
I did what I did.
You at work. Good Lord.
I watched the game progressively, and like what I saw was the defense actually stood up most of the game. I was like, damn. I was like, shit. I was like, okay, defense. And then I look at our offense. I'm like, okay, Taysom drew the interception. Okay, Jameis. Okay, I see you. Drew a TD. Did an interception. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Apparently, a lot of fumbles happened throughout the game. And I just know that Sean Payton is not a happy man. Even though it's just preseason.
3 interceptions, 3 fumbles. In the major categories, the Saints had more total yards, and they had 1 less first down. They had more passing first downs. They had about 18 less plays. They had just under one. They had 1 less drive than the Ravens. They passed for more yards than the Ravens and lost because of one category that I think we need to just elaborate on: turnovers. Where, when it comes to looking at the Saints and kind of looking at where they're going, first season without Drew Brees, God himself, what kind of went wrong? Because like I said, this is that first week, jitters maybe, but because Ian Book played phenomenal.
He did. I wasn't very impressed.
Jameis Winston played a pretty decent game, but that Taysom Hill guy.
I'm gonna put it gently to Taysom Hill fans out there. Taysom Hill is one fast, athletic man. He's a teammate. He's a true guy. Yeah. But there's one thing I would say he's not, and that's a quarterback. He could be a tight end. No. You would tell me that if you experiment Taysom Hill as a tight end like they're supposed to do with Tim Tebow in the league, then I could see that working more than Tim Tebow. Because Taysom's pretty big and he's pretty strong. Yeah. He plays special teams pretty well, but I just at this point in his career, he's over 30, and he's not a QB to me. He's a gadget guy. He's a special teams guy. He's a teammate, and there's nothing wrong with that because that man has helped us win games. Like he was very significant and helped us win a game the past couple of years. So
well, I think if there was a bright spot from last night, I think the run game for me was a bright spot because obviously, the first string guys weren't really playing.
The delicious sandwiches.
They were. It was just one of those things where Alvin Kamara wasn't playing, any of those guys weren't playing, but this other guy, Tony Jones Jr. Who's a young and up and coming back. the guy balled out. He had 7 carries, 82 yards. He had a touchdown. He had a 28-yard run. Another guy that balled out a little bit too, little Jordan Humphrey, who's been a member with the Saints for a little while now. But the guys that I really want to see the production from, especially the new guys, Devontae Freeman, he's an Atlanta Falcons pickup. He was a free agent, but yeah, originally played for the Atlanta Falcons, hell of a running back in Atlanta.
Back for the 49ers too.
Yeah, put the team on his back. Latavius Murray, I'm kind of iffy on. I don't know if he's really an every down guy, or because when you have 5 in a preseason game, when you have 5 carries for 6 yards. Granted, I think they went to the air a little bit more,
I think they went to air more just to test
they
out.
40 passes. They had 18 rushes. So, I mean,
Jesus,
not counting, special teams and all that kind of stuff. Cause Baltimore wasn't really like dominating the game either. It wasn't a very exciting matchup because like all the points were really scored in the second quarter.
Yeah.
But just the turnovers just killed. Even the Ravens weren't looking that great. They had 1 interception and one fumble on their own. But when you have 6 turnovers, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, we're doing okay, guys. But who knows? Who the hell knows? Now, because one of Baltimore's, I think he's a safety. I think he had 2. He had 2
interceptions
last night, and they had somebody that had 1. Like it's like, dude, something got to be fixed. It's your first game back, but
Also, I think our tight end play next year is going to be better than I think people expect, because I think Adam Troutman is going to step up a lot. But also, I think a tight end that we got is a good steal is Jawan Johnson. I don't know you've seen him play. He made a couple of good catches down.
Yeah.
A couple of plays. So, you have Troutman, he's very good at blocking, and then you have Jawan, who's very good at route running, and vice versa either way. So I think
you got Sean Payton, the quarterback whisperer. So hopefully he can get little Jameis Winston, Officer Crab Legs himself, to throw the ball to the right player. And again, I crap on Jameis Winston because he used to play for Tampa Bay and all that. So I can't really do that anymore because he is probably most likely going to be our starter. I mean, I think Ian Book kind of showed us that he's got some skills too, which I'm happy for.
Better than Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Like, way better than Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, I think has he comes from an offense though, where throwing the ball is not like BYU is a very trick play minded. So he's been an all around player. He's playing on special teams. He's been playing punt returns. He's been doing everything, but he hasn't really been a quarterback. And then Drew Brees gets hurt, and then he's got to step up. Because we really didn't want to risk Jameis Winston in that. Because I think he was still kind of learning the system, and hopefully, I wish the best for him, but we're put it this way, we're kind of lucky that Lamar Jackson wasn't playing. The real baby goat, for those of y'all that
baby goat.
Yeah, because anyone that says Patrick Mahomes is baby goat is lying to themselves, because Patrick Mahomes is fast, don't get me wrong, but he ain't Lamar Jackson fast.
We ain't talk about speed though. We with Patrick. We talking about me goat. That's it. He talking about goat.
Bro, my man. That was he was the original baby goat. I'm sorry. The original baby goat himself. But
all respect to Lamar though.
But the good thing about last night was we actually saw something that really surprised us. If you ended up watching the 49ers game last night, because Jimmy G might actually have some competition. I mean, I don't want to, we can talk about Trevor Lawrence and his debut, and it was, a little lackluster, but I can skip over that because, Trey Lance to me seemed to be the quarterback to kind of signify the class this year. Trey Lance is guy out of North Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
I don't know why I said South Dakota. Frisco coming off a 6-10 year, a very lackluster year in which they didn't really have Jimmy Garoppolo, and CJ Beathard was, a very lackluster quarterback. Do you think that Trey Lance is a good guy, going forward?
I'm just, again, going back to the draft. I remember they were saying that
Oh, I know he's going to say it.
he want a Kirk Cousins type quarterback. And he said, I'm going to get Mac Jones. That was the report. And I was like, if you waste this pick on Mac Jones with number 3 overall, or unless you trade it, please do not do this to football.
Well, first of all, he made the mistake of opening his mouth. Because ain't no way. I don't care whether you know football, don't know football. The name Kirk Cousins should never echo into your mind. It should never. It just should never.
But I do think Trey Lance was a very surprising pick, because I was like, if they don't get, if they couldn't get Trevor, because I'm pretty sure if anyone in that draft, they probably got Trevor Lawrence. But they didn't get Trevor Lawrence. So, and for some reason, the New York Jets wanted Zach Wilson for some reason. So,
go ruin another great quarterback career.
Yeah. For some reason, they wanted him. And I was like, maybe it's gonna be Justin Fields finally, and it wasn't. But I was happy it was Trey Lance over Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Because I think Trey has way more talent than people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Because his dad really made him. Apparently, the story on him is that his dad really made him work hard growing up. Like he admired going like to big schools and stuff. His dad was like, "Why don't you try this smaller school?"
Yeah.
And and that's the whole point there. I think he's going to be probably better than most people think, but I don't think he's going to play this year.
No.
Well, if he does, it has to be Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. But I don't know. Would you let your rookie play still, or would you just put him in?
Point star Jimmy, baby. Point star
Jimmy.
Dude, Mac, you know what though? Mac Jones didn't have a bad opening game.
No, he did
pretty well. 13 for 19.
Justin Fields had a good
Justin Fields balled out, dude. Justin Fields was like, this is the freaking national championship. That dude just balled. He was just out there just running and gunning. And it was a little crazy, for me. But I gotta hand it to him, man. Justin Fields might he might be the Chicago future, man. I'm not saying I'm officially bought in yet, but that dude put up some stuff, man. 6 incompletions. He put it this way, he made Tua Tagovailoa look bad. Like, that man was just out there just running, diming, and doing what he does, man. But no, I mean, Mac Jones wouldn't have been a bad pick. I think it just kind of depends on the offense. And of course, Mac Jones went to the one place where no one really wanted him to go, to freaking New England.
New England Patriots.
Because,
that man got up too. You remember that man got up from his seat when he got drafted by the Patriots. He knew. He was like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah,
I was like, this man knew.
That's ballsy. That's ballsy. That's ballsy. No, because I mean, it kind of goes back to what you said earlier. About Alabama and quarterbacks. They're not really known for their quarterback production. They're more so known for, obviously they're talented athletes. Just in the past couple of years, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. Jalen Waddle, like Tua, Tua's not the best quarterback in the world. I think we're all in agreement with that. The fact that they benched Fitzmagic for him scares me. Like, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is a bro. Like, what a guy.
He was winning. He was winning too. Like, it's not like they were losing at that point. They were winning games.
Yeah, but again, there could have been conflict of interest going on in the locker room. We don't really know. But no, man, Justin Fields was, he was wanting and dining, baby. Like, it was Ohio State all over again.
Oh yeah. I'm actually glad Justin went to at least a somewhere competent like Chicago, somewhat. That's somewhat competent.
Well,
But I do think
he's from around Chicago, isn't he? I thought he is.
no, I think he's from Atlanta.
Let me look it up real
He's
quick.
from Georgia.
Justin Fields.
Because
That's
he
awesome.
originally went to Georgia because he went to Georgia, then
He
transferred.
transferred. He transferred. He
Okay.
pulled the Joe Burrow. Only he didn't win it all.
Yeah, he was damn impressive though in that semifinal against Trevor Smarts.
Trevor Smarts. Fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. That guy. Oh, Trevor Lawrence. I'm Trevor Lawrence. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Get a ring. Get a ring, bro.
Get it
Get a
right,
Heisman.
bro.
Get a Heisman, bro. Bro, I tell you what, though. I'll tell you who I'm most excited for, though. I want to see Joe Burrow come back. That's
And
what I
Jamar
wanna see.
Chase.
I want to see. Oh my god, dude! I can't wait. I can't wait till the Bengals start like getting like quality, and then all of a sudden they start like winning and getting good. Because then all of a sudden you're gonna see Justin Jefferson gonna be like, I want to go play with Joe Burrow too, bro. It's gonna be LSU all over again.
LSU up north is gonna be. It's literally the Tigers too. So like it's fucking
Yeah.
perfect. Like
Bro, it'd be wild, man. I mean, I don't know. So what team? I guess if you had to pick, what team do you like is gonna hit your expectations, and which team's gonna probably lower them?
for upcoming football season.
Yeah.
So I think it more like who I think is gonna make the Super Bowl, who's gonna make the playoffs, and who's not. Like that's how I see it. So teams I see is making the Super Bowl this year. Obviously Tampa Bay. The Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the main two. Like that's the ones I see really going again. Not definitely the Cowboys are a team that can make the playoffs, but they're not going to because they always choke every season.
God damn Cowboys.
So like Tampa Bay and the Chiefs are really ones I see. One team I do think I see improving this year though are going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. Watch the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, a young gun, man, young rock slinger.
That man,
that kid's
is like, I know. Another team I think it could see making the Super Bowl this year is going to be the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh,
I can see the Buffalo Bills making the Super Bowl this year.
now that is a bold prediction, my friend. That is bold.
And I tell you what, I have a dark horse for the AFC that like a lot of people may be talking, or maybe a lot of people not. But my main dark horse in the AFC this year is going to be the Cleveland Browns to make the Super Bowl. That's the dark horse of the year.
Oh no, dude, no, I don't think so. I think Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens.
I think the AFC has a lot of teams that can make the Super Bowl more than we think.
Yeah.
But I think the Chiefs are that team above. But like I said, Browns, dark horse. Ravens, obviously, I forgot. How can I think about baby GOAT, Lamar Jackson?
Well, I think I agree. If Odell can stay healthy and stop spending money on his goddamn teeth and practice running the right routes, then maybe. Cleveland has a way of just finding its own little crap circle and then just ruining it. But I think if Baker Mayfield goes into it with the right attitude, if Odell and Jarvis and the gang and Myles Garrett, stop smacking people with helmets, I'm just kidding. Because Mason Rudolph deserved it.
He did.
Hot take. If they stop making those mistakes, and like for them, they play in a hard division. Baltimore and Pittsburgh are two solid, teams. The Bengals are on the come up. Bengals they're gonna get there, but that's a tough division. But I still think that the Ravens are the team to watch because I think Lamar Jackson hasn't really, he's gotten that playoff experience, but he hasn't really put a lot of use into the team because he's a good quarterback, but I think he needs to learn more so the NFL style because he's not throwing as much. He's not, he's not as he's a lot more versatile and he's, a lot more, moving and that kind of thing. And so that's always like a good thing, I guess, but we don't want him to go down the Cam Newton route and then just destruct. That being said, I think at the end of the day, I think we all know who we want to win the Super Bowl. But based on 6 goddamn turnovers, doesn't look like it's going to happen.
I can see him making the playoffs. I can see us making the playoffs. But
yeah,
I think it's gonna be honest. Here's the thing, though. I swear to God, though, I'm gonna be pissed if we win in the division this year again, and if we win our own division, then we should be able to beat the Bucks in playoffs. I don't give a damn what anyone says, and we still can to this day. We should have won that game.
There's a lot of games Saints should have won. My favorite one to ever talk about was the what is it? Jaguars. When they played the Jaguars and they had Dante Stallworth and all them boys won that team, and they went down the field and John Carney missed the extra point. I remember watching that game and just being like, bro, there's no way this team ain't never gonna win a Super Bowl. Oh God. Oh, they were bad. But no, I mean, I still think the Ravens are going to be that team to beat. I don't think the Chiefs' reign is over. I think New England is going to slowly come back. They're another one. Pittsburgh needs to figure out their situation with Big Ben. And yeah, I mean, I think just there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving factors that need to go into this and kind of contribute to this. But on the other hand, though, the NFC's got some good teams too. The AFC is kind of, it's kind of like basketball. The Eastern Conference was like weak for years. Now all of a sudden, the Eastern Conference is like hyped up. And the Eastern Conference won a ring this year. So, but no, I mean, I think if I'm looking at a team that's gonna like hit my expectations, that's gonna raise them and be confident, I would say the Baltimore Ravens, a team that I'm expecting to just shit the bed, just crap, lose it, are the Washington football team. I think they're a solid group. And Heineke is a good quarterback. I think, Chase Young is a good young and up and coming, Aaron Donald, a future, but I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to all be short-lived and Washington needs to just figure themselves out. And based on the way that the system is looking right now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen immediately. So I think those are the 2 teams that if I'm going into this year, I think those are going to be like your high riser, the Baltimore Ravens, and then your low rise is going to be the Washington football team. And I will say that my dark horse for this year, believe it or not, is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, bold. I know, bold prediction. I know.
Folks, for records, we are from New Orleans still. Yes, we are from New Orleans still.
I think and again, I wish the best to the Saints, man. I hope that none of this comes true. I hope that I'm wrong. But I think the Atlanta Falcons have something that no other team has, and that is they've got a lot of youth. Matty Ice is a good leader and he's a good quarterback and he's just outstanding. He's just had some unfortunate luck, as we saw in Super Bowl 51. But that being said, I think what needs to happen is they just need to work out, life without Julio Jones, and Calvin Ridley is going to be that new face of that team, offensively. So I'm not saying a Super Bowl run, but I think the dark horse that needs to be looked at, especially with them is going to, without a doubt, be, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, that's the team that I'm, again, I wish them success. I don't wish them a ring, but if it comes to that, then so be it. I mean, last year I wasn't the happiest when Tampa Bay won, but I kind of called it when they beat us. So I mean, I could, and we could very well be wrong, but no, man, I think Atlanta is going to be my dark horse.
Everyone know this. The one team that's going to shock everyone. It's going to shock myself as well. Still to this day, I feel is that the New York Giants are going to win the NFC East next year and going to have a winning record in the NFL at 9-7. No, wait, 9-8. At 9-8, they're going to have a winning record going to the playoffs.
Do you have any Patron on that side of the camera? Because I feel like that was a very bold statement.
And I say this on one simple reason. Respect.
Oh, I thought you were going to say fuck the Cowboys or something. Like, that, because
Cowboys
Dallas is my division champion. Dallas is my division champion. I hate Dallas is going to win that division by a mile.
I don't know. I can't see it because I think respect that the New York Giants have for each other and for Joe Judge as a coach who comes from a Patriot system. I think Joe Judge is going to be one of those Brian Flores. Like he's actually one of those coaches that's going to flourish from the Patriot, from under Bill Belichick and stuff because they went 5-3 the last 8 of the games last season.
Yep.
They literally almost made the playoffs. If they would have just, not fucked up I think the second to last game, like they didn't shit the bed there. But also remember last year, like the Giants put up a good game against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah, like they put up a good game. So I think the Giants could do it. I really think could do it, man. And I still have questions about Dallas. Like, is your defense gonna be good enough to still not choke? Like, is Dak gonna be healthy? Like, when he gets another injury, which I'm not wishing that upon Dak, but like something like that. If something even like remotely happens again, there's that ankle. Like, it's just it's another thing to have to wait on. And then is Ezekiel Elliott gonna be that elite running back that we've seen the first 2 years in the league? Like, I think since the first year has been in the league, like his rushing yards have declined. Of course, he's still elite at that level, but we saw in his rookie season, I think he had the most yards, the most rushing yards. So I think since he set that expectation of himself, we need to see more of that from Ezekiel Elliott. So I have a lot of questions about the Dallas Cowboys. And you may say the same about the Giants, but at least I'll say one thing about the Giants. They're cohesive.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's not a bad take. That's definitely not a bad take. But Lord knows. And speaking of things that Stephen A. Smith likes to talk about, let's talk about my man Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, God.
Kawhi signed an extension to stay with the Clippers. Was this a wise decision or a dumb decision?
I'm going to say this about the Clippers as a true Lakers fan. I'm not going to lie. Kawhi can stay there. It's okay because we all know who owns LA, who runs the city of LA and championships. So I'm just gonna say this right here, right now. I think that personally, Kawhi made the best decision for himself at the end because at first he declined the option, and I was like, "Oh damn, is he gonna leave? Is he gonna stay?" Turns out he's just gonna stay. He just declined the option, but I think Kawhi did what's best for him. But the main question I say that I'm glad that the Clippers keep Kawhi. It's because I still don't trust his team fully. Because you have Paul George, who we see had to have one good playoff game. Everybody's like, Yeah,
Playoff
yeah.
P.
Everybody's like playoff P after that one good playoff game, and I'm like, look. He did good. He did good. I gave him his flowers. So, but let's not act like he's God out here, okay?
Playoff P.
I think, but like I said, Kawhi's still in LA. He's still home. He's
Yeah.
making more money still. But I think also a good argument about Kawhi is that he's low key selfish because are you a true team player when you make the team late for games or make the bus late? You can't play back to back nights. But like the one thing I hate when Max Kellerman brings up is that like, oh, the postseason. Well, if you actually notice, like the Clippers weren't playing that well without Kawhi Leonard or ever really.
Yeah.
And that's the expectation of Kawhi Leonard. But we also seen Kawhi Leonard play along with Paul George, choke against the young Denver Nuggets team with Jamal Murray. And I'll say this: if the Denver Nuggets had Jamal Murray in the playoffs, we might have been speaking differently. A whole different playoffs.
Whole different ball game.
So I'm gonna say this right here, right now. The Clippers can keep Kawhi. It is what it is at the end of the day. I thought he would go somewhere different since he declined the option, but it looks like he's staying in LA. Looks like he still wants to try to be like not particularly the face of LA, but he's really just being all by himself.
Well, I think Kawhi's biggest issue, like going into the season, is going to be the fact of where he's playing. I think a lot of people have the expectations that the Lakers are going to win this year. And they've proven it with what we're going to talk about next. But I don't know if this was necessarily the best move by the Clippers. Kawhi is a talented player, and he's a culture changer. He's one of those guys. He's a leader. Definitely a solid leader in what he can do. But I think the issue with Kawhi Leonard is he's not the guy that you bring in if you want to win now. He's the guy that, it takes 2, 3, 4 years to kind of put the team together, build upon it, and then work towards it. What he did with Toronto was spectacular. He was a leader, and he was playoff Kawhi. He just kind of put his head together, and he became a leader. I think in LA, it's a different situation. I don't think I truly don't think that he is the best player on that team. If I'm being honest, I truly think that Paul George is the best player on that team. I'm willing to say that with a straight face. Paul George is the best player on that team, but playoff P sucks. Don't go all Stephen A on me. I'm not. See, that's not a Ryan. That's not Ryan Hollins coming out of you. This man looks hurt.
How many final MVPs does Paul George have?
He's never been to the finals.
How many final MVPs does Kawhi Leonard have?
2.
Dos. In those championships, who did he beat? His first one.
LeBron and the Warriors.
He beat Braun in his prime.
You know what?
And
Everyone beat Braun. Everyone beat Braun in his prime. That's a terrible analogy. Everyone beat Braun in his prime. That's why that man is 4 and 6 in the damn finals. Everyone beat him. I'm telling you right now, okay? And you can laugh, you can judge me all you want. Kawhi Leonard is a solid leader of that team. If Paul George would step the fuck up and admit that sometimes he plays like trash, sometimes he does. If he would be there and admit that, I'm telling you right now, the Clippers would be unstoppable.
Oh no! If Kawhi Leonard was healthy, we probably be saying that the Clippers will be NBA champions right now, and that as much as that hurts for me to say, I think we could say that even because I how you gonna stop if Paul George steps up? Like if we get Paul George from Indiana, if we get that Paul George, it's over with. Like it really is. So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about he was skinny PG back then. Skinny P. Call that man Skinny P back then.
More like Slanky P.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was when they were good in Indiana because he had talent around him. I think now what it is he's not a guy that I'm willing to sit there and be like he's a franchise player.
Oh, no.
The Clippers pay him like he's a franchise player, and I think who I would have given more money to, I definitely would have given more money to Kawhi Leonard. But the thing about Paul George is he's special in his own way. He's a Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a special player. I don't think anyone is going to argue that. I don't think that he's a bad basketball player. I don't think that he's a great player, but he's special in his own way. But there are certain parts of his game that you need to fix. Paul George is a phenomenal defensive player. He don't put up 30 points a night anymore. So how do we incorporate that? And how do we build that to our advantage? The Clippers need to figure that out because, Kawhi can't save you every game.
Every time.
Yeah, Kawhi can't save you every time. And Patrick Beverley, we all know he can't shoot. Because he's missed the defense, and I'm going to shove Chris Paul after I talk trash to him because, buckets suck. But, you need more pieces around him. And I think the Clippers need to, dare I say it, start looking elsewhere. Not saying that they should get rid of what they have now, but you got to put pieces around these two.
I'm actually very happy they re-signed Reggie Jackson as well because I think Reggie Jackson had a phenomenal playoff run. I really do think they need to get rid of Patrick Beverley if they think about elevating their status. I'm being serious. If they really want an elite defensive point guard, why not trade Patrick Beverley in a package for Malcolm Brogdon from Indiana Pacers, who actually is a pure point guard and can play defense? Hell, if they would have got Lonzo Ball, shit, they would be in a better situation than having Patrick Beverley.
Victor Oladipo.
Or Victor Oladipo. You know what I'm saying? You have enough for a package where you can trade and get a player. Yeah. Because you already got two players on these big ass contracts, and you're still LA, god damn it. Realize that. I think they realize they're actually the Los Angeles Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the fucking name.
I think what it is, I think a lot of what it is, these guys need to kind of figure out and they need to work together and put a plan in place because, like I said, the expectation is that the Lakers are going to win it all. The Lakers have stacked their roster. They're ready. It's almost Last Dance-esque type. They stack the roster and they add in people, which again, we're going to talk about in a second. So if I'm the Clippers, I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, well, what pieces do I need to make this team work? It worked for the Milwaukee Bucks. It took them a couple of years, but it worked for the Milwaukee Bucks. It worked for the Phoenix Suns. They put everything together, and then Chris Paul was that final piece. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can't win the goddamn NBA championship by themselves. They need another all-star. The question is who?
I'm gonna say this right here. If they got Bradley Beal, the Clippers, or somehow, some way, they get Klay Thompson, it's over with.
Bro, that would be a team.
It's over with.
That would be a team.
I feel like both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard would both be happy with Klay.
I physically cannot wait for Klay Thompson to just look at the Warriors and be like, no, I don't want to play on this team anymore. I cannot wait until the band breaks up. I physically cannot wait because, bro, Klay Thompson is what LeVar Ball always talk about. He's just running and gunning. 5-on-5 game, he good. Ooh, One-on-one, my boy undefeated. I ain't never seen anyone beat Klay Thompson one-on-one. That man just says, click, fire, shoot.
One dribble, step back,
Dude,
wet.
Klay Thompson also got, 37 in one quarter. So, dude, that's a hot take, man. That would be wild. Yeah, because I mean, I think what they need, from what it looks like they need a good point guard, though. I think a good point guard would do them a lot of good because I mean, I think the verdict is still out on Damian Lillard whether he's gonna jump ship. I mean, it's starting to look like he won't, but the Knicks keep calling.
If I'm Dame, I will go east. If I am, I will go east.
Oh yeah, this man about to go to like Brooklyn or somebody. What?
No. He's going to Philly. Watch, he goes to Philly.
Ooh,
He goes
that'd
to
be a
Philly.
trick. That'd be a trick, man. But sadly, not the most exciting thing coming out of LA. So the Lakers are going through their own little, I guess, Michael Jordan period of just stacking the team and putting the right pieces together. They finally got Carmelo Anthony, who should have been on a team with LeBron for years.
Years ago. And
they got Russell Westbrook, who I'm going to be honest, I can't stand. But on the other hand, if you can't beat them, join them. So I don't know. I mean, the Carmelo Anthony thing, I think needed to happen. I think Melo's he's going to be a good six man. But the Russell Westbrook side of it's the part I'm kind of worried about.
Can Russell Westbrook not take bad shots? I think Russell Wilson. I think this is when like something like a Ben Simmons type player is actually going to work in the system. Like I'm talking about not taking that many shots, still taking shots, but take the shots you're not going to make and go get your 18 rebounds, go get that 20 assists. Get like 10 steals, like be that dog.
Well, he also doesn't seem like he's a very good leader.
No,
Russell Westbrook, I'm talking about. I don't feel like he's a very good player. I agree. I think he's probably one of the most talented point guards in the league. I still think that Damian Lillard and Steph Curry are the best two in the league. I'd put Chris Paul at a solid number 3, just based on a lot of factors. But Russell Westbrook is one of those guys that I think if he would change that leadership aspect, and he wouldn't be such a ball hog, I think even the Wizards could have been better. Granted, him and Bradley Beal, I thought were a good team. They just had a lot of issues personnel wise. They just weren't giving it their all. And so when he comes in, I feel like he has to kind of step into this role and be like, all right, well, this is LeBron's team. And I don't know if that's going to be, because I mean, they stacked the Cavaliers a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Put Dwayne Wade in that, and look how that worked out. And midway through the season, they cut Derrick Rose. They got rid of Dwayne Wade. They traded him to Chicago, only to have him end up back in frickin' Miami.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing either.
I think the Lakers have a good solid team, but I do worry about our age. I think that if Anthony Davis is healthy throughout the whole year, and he plays like he normally plays, I think that the Lakers do have a good chance of repeating, because let's just say it's a Lakers, and I'm gonna say Bucks because they're the champs. Let's say Milwaukee brings it back to the finals this year again. I don't think Milwaukee has a chance, because you have AD guarding Giannis the whole game, same length, same kind of player. Giannis has never been LeBron, really. If you really think that's Giannis' kryptonite if he plays LeBron James.
Yeah.
So, and you have Russell Westbrook who's going to play harder in transition.
Yeah.
And you have length to keep up. and defense and experience. But that's if Milwaukee. I don't even think
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
think
big,
Milwaukee.
bro. That's a big
I
if.
but I don't think Milwaukee is gonna. I think a lot of people are gonna be shocked. But I think Milwaukee's not gonna make it out of the second round this year, convincingly too. I'm talking about convincingly. Like
Yeah,
if
I
they gotta
mean,
play the Miami Heat again, Jimmy
yeah,
Butler's coming back from that neck, baby. I'm telling you right now, Jimmy Butler. I know Jimmy Butler's been thinking about that shit ever since. I'm telling you, Jimmy Butler has a team now. He ready.
well, man, I mean, you know what? Going into this year, I thought Giannis was going to end up signing with Miami.
Me
I
too.
thought, I thought that was gonna, I thought that was going to be like the next super team. And then he said, "No, I want to stay in Milwaukee." And obviously, he made the right decision. He's got the ring to prove it. But yeah, I think Miami's going to be that team to watch too. I didn't even think about that. Jimmy the bucket man himself.
Jimmy
Uh,
buckets.
though Jimmy buckets is out for blood. He's tired. He's tired of coming up short, man. I think the Miami Heat might have the team to do it. Him, Tyler Harrow, Bam and the
Kyle
boys.
Lowry
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. Yeah, Bam and the boys.
and Victor Oladipo. They still have Victor Oladipo for more
All
years.
they need to do is sign Ben Simmons. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Swear, dude. If Ben, I swear to you, dude, I will slit my wrist if Ben Simmons ends up leaving and going to just a better team. Because that man needs to just fix his free throw, and he would be
That's
fine.
no, that's literally if he was like 90% from the free throw, but he doesn't take that many shots, I'm fine with that. Because
Right.
even if you still foul him, he's gonna make his shot at the
Right.
line.
Right. Yeah, man. But Lord knows. So going off of that, we had some really exciting news coming out of San Diego last night, and it wasn't about the Chargers, who I know are currently in LA. Not very often you see these things anymore. That's a lie. Tyler Gilbert, new Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher, first ever major league start, and the kid
No hitter.
no hitter. Wow. If you kept up with it, like I was fortunate enough to, because I get the updates on my phone, it was like one inning after the other, and you just kind of said, "Wait a minute, he's actually going to do it," and then he did. Slime said, "Throw a no hitter," and he did. What a game! Now I know San Diego's been beat up without Tatis and those guys, but are you thinking that no hitters are becoming all too frequent?
Ooh. The thing about no hitters is that it's kind of I think that's what some people use. That's like an argument against baseball. It's like it's boring. Like there'll be games where like no one scores,
Right.
like the other team doesn't
Right.
score at all. I'm just like, well, you also got to think from the other perspective. Like that's a very good defensive, strategy and a good defensive game. You know what I'm saying? Like for a no hitter. So I don't have a problem with no hitters being more frequent. I think it really shows who the fans of the game are and appreciative of watching it to understand what's really happening. So no, I don't think it's more frequent. And if it is, like it is what it is. This is the game of baseball, baby.
I mean, I think yes, but I also think that they are becoming a little too frequent. This is the 25th one in Major League history. I need to check that real quick. How many? MLB history. I think it's like 20. A no-hitter is a rare accomplishment for a pitcher. Only 313 have been thrown since 1876. In the past decade, there have been at least 20. Yeah. So, gone are the days of, oh, well, it's not a frequent event. It's not a frequent occurrence, because it seems pretty damn frequent now. All in all, though, I think it's one of those things where just baseball has to be more diligent about no hitters, like in general. I'm not saying that like they're fixing games or anything like that. I don't think that's the case. I think what it is, it was just one of those nights, man. He was just feeling it. And
He wanted to show out. It's
yeah,
your first start. Like talk and like I'll say this though, like one hell of a start for a guy. Kind of happy for him. Like that's
wow.
one hell of a start to start your career.
The dude had 10 strikeouts. He's pitched 12.2 innings in his career. And he's got a 0.00 ERA.
Oh my God.
Still, he's pitched in 4 games and he's still got a 0.0 ERA. It's pretty incredible. He's not going to win the Cy Young this year, I don't think. But that's
God.
that's pretty incredible.
That
The guy in this video wearing the Angels jersey right now, I'm just saying.
for the crowd to understand, this is an Angels jersey. I'm only wearing it because that's what I got left.
Man said he had to do his laundry.
And it's something different for the show. So like, your boy, but your boy is getting a Red Sox jersey coming in soon. So y'all can.
Ooh, who you got?
I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm deciding it. I'm signing down between JD or Xander.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's a tough choice. That actually is a tough choice. I would be highly surprised if you went either one way or the other, because like those are both like solid options. Yeah, man. Like I don't know, like not what I was expecting on a Saturday night. Or really any night, because you really don't know what to expect when these no hitters pop up. Because I mean, they're like I said, they're very rare. But they're becoming more frequent. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where else to kind of go with that. So now we're going to kind of shift gears, kind of go into Europe a little bit. Manchester United put on a show that I feel like was something reminiscent of the old Manchester United, who just dominated, destroyed, and defiled teams in a way that I don't think anyone has done in a decade since or even before. Those of you who don't know, Manchester United was one of the most effective teams in not just European football, but in the world. Back then, they've had, David Beckham has played with them for a little bit. Cristiano Ronaldo, Ibra, so many players, so much talent. Currently arguably their most talented player is in fact Paul Pogba. Even though I would say differently, because Paul Pogba hadn't produced. Well, yesterday he produced. The man had no goals, but he had 4 assists. 4 out of the 5 goals they scored yesterday to kick the crap out of Leeds United. So now this kind of brings me to kind of the opening point of the discussion. Manchester United is going to win the Premier League. Yes or no?
I want to say no, because I was going to say I feel like Pep's going to repeat again. But
Awesome.
newsflash for everyone: Tottenham beat them today. Tottenham beat them today. Son, I love you, man. I love Son.
Arsenal got murdered. Arsenal got murdered. They lost like 2-0.
Jesus. I remember seeing that. I was like, damn, Arsenal. I even feel bad for you.
Arsenal playing like straight trash, dude. No,
But,
yeah. Tottenham up 1-0. Oh shit.
But I think now, since Tottenham beat Man City, though, I think, man, you might win it. They came second last year. I think they came second 2 years before. So
Yeah.
they always been kicking on the door to win Premier League. And I hate to
Um,
admit it because I'm not a big Man U fan because
no,
Man U likes to act like they've won so much recently. But
they kind of they have 13 Premier League titles.
hey.
Just saying. Just saying. It's casual. It's casual.
But I think I think one team is gonna disappoint a lot of people this year is gonna be Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool is gonna
That
disappoint
I
a lot of
agree
people
with.
this year.
That I agree with. Leicester looks like they're gonna have a good squad this year. West Ham looks like they're gonna have a good squad this year. Chelsea's the defending European champions.
Oh, how could we forget Chelsea? Chelsea can win Premier League. That's already set. I hate to admit it, especially to those who won.
Pulisic's a solid player, but I don't know if Chelsea can keep up the reign. I don't know if they can keep up the reign of dominance. I mean, as of right now, Man City, after their loss yesterday, are 13th in the table. Arsenal is 17th.
Jeez.
Leeds is at the bottom of the table for obvious reasons, because when you lose 5-1, like, why would you even want to be on the table? So they're currently in the relegation. Now, granted, it's only like the first week. So, a lot can change. Watford, I will say, put up a hell of a performance yesterday and got a dub. Aston Villa kind of crapped themselves. Newcastle didn't do too well. Southampton was abysmal.
Palace didn't play that well.
No, well, Palace played
Chelsea.
Yeah, Palace played Chelsea, so that should tell you everything you need to know. Liverpool played pretty well, but there's a lot of questions as to, because I mean, Liverpool was supposed to be what Chelsea is now. The dominant force, the Mo Salah, the Mo Salah gang, as I call them, because like
The most solid game.
dude, because Liverpool's got the players, man. They're not a pushover team. Jurgen Klopp has been the manager there for a while now, and he's put that team through a lot of hell, to get there. And Virgil's been playing back. They interviewed him yesterday. He said he's hell excited to get back. But Liverpool's a little shaky. Liverpool's a little shaky, and I don't know if that should be, concerning. I don't know if that's like a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when even Everton won yesterday.
I think Everton might surprise some people this year. Maybe. It really depends because they started strong last year too, but they kind of disappointed towards the end. So we'll see this year.
I don't know, man. Leicester, dude, don't count Leicester City out.
No, I think Leicester is gonna. I think Leicester might get number 2 this year. They could win it, man, but it's hard to put like them beating Chelsea or Man City or Man U to take number 1.
Leicester finished in 5th last year, 5th in the table. They had 20 wins, 12 losses. They scored 68 and they allowed 50 goals. They finished with 66 points just in the whole table. Man City, who won the league, obviously, by a mile, it looks like, Man City had 86 points. So you got to factor in that's 20 extra points you got to make up. But Man City also lost 6 games. So there's that to kind of go with it. Man United, kind of similar situation. They tied 11 games, but they still only lost 6. And they finished with 74 points. They finished in 2nd. Man U is stacked. I will 100% admit that Man U is like stacked, and I truly think this is going to be the year that they reclaim their throne amongst the kings, because Cavani's coming back, Pogba's feeling great, Rashford, Greenwood, those guys, they're going to do well.
Jadon Sancho.
bro, I'm just
Bruno,
saying, man,
Bruno Fernandez.
I would not count them out. Not to mention I do like their Chevy logo on their jerseys now. I like it much more than like some of their older ones.
True.
But I mean, who knows, man? Because it's the Premier League, dude. For all we know, Wolves might do it too. Like,
oh God,
like them dudes are something. Brighton, I mean, hell, man, Brighton's a good team too. But I mean, they've always been middle of the table. Man City's middle of the table right now. And as of right now, Crystal Palace, Norwich City, and Leeds are going to be the 3 teams that are going to be relegated. And it's already week 1, and Crystal Palace is already potentially facing relegation. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing at all. Considering that, when you're down there with teams like Southampton, Wolves, and Arsenal, because Arsenal can't get their act together as of late. Tottenham's middle of the table right now too, though. 10. They're in 10th, so who knows? I mean, dude, Tottenham, I mean, I wouldn't count them out either. They just got to figure out what to do. They got to figure out what to do with Harry Kane. I think that's going to be the trick. Is when you figure out what to do with Harry Kane, then the rest will follow.
Tell
him. Dude's like, he's a bum. He's a bum.
He's not a bum. He's not a bum. But use that money to get a damn defense and get a better goalkeeper. And so Hugo too. I think Hugo is getting up there in age. I just want a younger, better goalkeeper and a better defense. That's all I'm asking on top of him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Tottenham needs to, which is surprising that not a lot of people would want to come play for Tottenham. Considering that it is one of the London 5. A lot more players want to go to like Arsenal, or they want to go to Chelsea, which I mean, Chelsea, I understand because they're the champions. But Tottenham's got a good ball club.
Nice new stadium, baby.
Yeah.
Nice new stadium.
Yeah. But I mean, who really knows? We all thought that Gareth Bale was gonna come back, and he's playing for them on loan right now, but dude's a winger, man, and he's currently at Madrid, so I don't know if that's going to play a role into it, but who knows. But thankfully, not the least exciting thing that happened in football this weekend. So Paris ended up playing this weekend. They scored 6 goals. And they no, excuse me, that's a lie. They that is a
lie.
That is a lie. They did not score 6. They had a hell of a match yesterday, though, against Strasbourg, on which they scored 4. Excuse me. Strasbourg had a red card. So it was a pretty intense match. Killian scored in the 25th. They had 11 shots on goal, 6 on target, and they had possession for like 65% of the game, according to the stats. It was definitely a solid one, but we were really hoping to see Sergio Ramos and Messi take the field yesterday. And so it was kind of a bummer, but Paris is still probably the best team in that league.
Oh, by a mile at this point. Sergio Ramos and Messi are already like linked up apparently, and are in good spirits with each other. I guess when you play against each other for so long, you already know what you're gonna get out of each other. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is gonna be the year that Paris takes it over. I think Paris might have done it finally.
Champions League.
I think Champions League.
Ooh.
Them. I could see a rematch of last year's final, PSG and Chelsea. I could see that happening again.
What about I mean, Man City. Man City can lay a claim too.
Man City, but I feel like they spent too much on Jack Grealish. I felt they
Yeah.
spent a little bit too much on Jack
I
Grealish.
think the Neymar Messi combination is really what's going to kick him into high gear because the boys are back.
The boys are back in town.
It's literally Tom Brady and Gronkowski, two tutties. It's literally two tutties. Messi, and look, man, Messi is a baller. Like that dude, like for a man that is like 5'8" or whatever he is, just a monster. You know, I can't wait to see him suit up, play in Paris, and just dominate a new league. Because I feel like it's going to be interesting to watch him play away from Barcelona and not be in the Barcelona uniform. They actually, I don't know if you saw this, they sold out of his jerseys within like 10 minutes. Within like 10 minutes, like once his jerseys like hit the internet, they were sold out. Even the knockoffs were sold out. That's how crazy the knockoffs were sold out. I was like, man, y'all love this Messi fella a little too much.
Hey, he's the GOAT.
Oh no, I think Ronaldo's the better player. But Messi's the better. Messi's the better team player.
So he's the better player.
All I'm saying is, dude, if I kick a ball a mile, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to go get it. Messi's going to be the one that makes the pass at the end.
Messi could be the guy that dribbles all the way
Dude,
from one side of the field to the other side of the field.
Cristiano's crazy though, man. That's what it is, dude. Is like, you know, like now there's even talk that he might not even stay at
Juventus, yeah.
Like there's legitimate conversations going on around that he may not even, you know, there's also talk that he may actually end up at Manchester United.
Oh God. Oh.
You know, as long as he doesn't go to the MLS, I think he's okay.
At that point, we're like, okay, you should have for the money at this point.
Like, dude, like this man was just, oh my God, you know. But no, man, I mean, I think, you know, Messi kind of surprised me when he went to
PSG.
Because I really thought he was going to end up in Man City. I think that was where I think a lot of people saw him going. But I guess him and Neymar are back to the tutties, man. It's two tutties year.
Yeah, two tutties.
We did it, bro. We did it. Oh,
yeah, bro. I caught two tutties.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. Freaking Brady. Which reminds me, speaking of football, real football, college football had a big shakeup this year, in that there's a potential alliance growing between three major conferences: the Atlantic Coast Conference, the Big Ten, and the Pac-12. Now, keep in mind, just a week ago, we had the conversation of they should just get rid of the conferences. But now we're seeing a Super League. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what the Pac-12. I don't know why the Pac-12 is even being considered. First of all,
hell, the Big 12,
because the Pac-12 hadn't had a great team since like USC. Like, I'm just saying the Big Ten. All right, Big Ten. I'll give you that. Big Ten, you know, Ohio State, Michigan, those teams are just better. It's Clemson and nobody. Clemson ain't got nobody to play with them. It's Clemson's PSG. Like nobody hanging with them. It's just kind of them, their own milestone. But I don't know, man. I mean, a potential alliance could be a problem.
I think this big conference they're trying to make is kind of at this point, then the SEC should just do the same damn thing. Like this should be one big conference of like the major schools. But at the point that how you just at that point how you decide who's really the best. So I think the power conference is interesting, but also not really feasible or smart.
Right.
You know, because you still have to try to do your own brand of marketing, especially if you try to change over. Like I already know Texas and them are trying to prepare for 2025 right now. Like Texas and Oklahoma are preparing for 2025. They cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I told you, I like the idea of that maybe they should break up the Big 12 up, or one conference would be dismantled. But I think it should be the Big 12 because a lot of those schools are very dispersed. And you could add some of those big schools, like kind of smaller conferences, like maybe Nebraska could be in the Mountain West and compete with Boise State, and maybe get Boise State some advertising. Like I saw some kind of map was something like that, like make it work for other conferences, and that makes Iowa State goes to the Big Ten, and Iowa State's a big rivalry during the Big Ten season. So I think you have a lot of marketing advertising to do it that way. But this power conference, we try to basically keep one and add two more into one. At that point, you might as well just get rid of the whole damn thing and start all over again.
Yeah. Oh man, they're fouling this up just like they always do, because it all started when they started paying players. That's when I'm telling you, that's when it all started. And they were just like, wait a minute, we need to let's they were just like they had that signal that was just like, let's make this worse. Let's just make it worse.
They said, let's make more money and more money and more.
and you know what, man, they're doing an excellent job of it, because they already got everybody convinced. Oh man, here they come. Like, but I don't know, man. I don't know what college football is thinking with this. I don't know what their intended goal is, I guess, aside from more money. To me, it doesn't seem like a feasible idea in any respect, because frankly, I think that it's moronic that these three conferences would be bold enough to form an alliance of any kind. But I mean, I guess it's that real question of what do you do when the Southeastern Conference is so powerful that you in a weird way, I feel like they kind of have to do this. That being said, I'm 100% against it, because SEC or die.
SEC or die, baby. Go Tigers, though.
Because damn, them boys, bro, them Alabama's like, bro, we gonna run it back.
Oh,
Alabama out here like the old Miami Hurricanes. They're just like, we gonna run it back. We just gonna have to. I can't.
They probably are.
Can't wait. Who you got winning the national championship?
I got to be honest with you, at this point, I don't know that much about Clemson's next quarterback. I don't know that much about what Ohio State's going to do. I don't think they're really going to do that much. I think they lost like a lot of good quality starters this upcoming draft. So I think they might take a setback year a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Alabama again. Alabama or maybe Georgia. Let's give Georgia a chance this year.
Georgia.
Let's give Georgia a chance before they shit the bed again.
Wow, that's a hell of a lot of confidence in them. Let's give them another chance. Give them another chance before they just suck. Now, no, I think Alabama's going to run it back. I think Clemson's got a chance, but I'm not thinking the youngin there, the kid DJ, whatever his last name is, because I can't say it. I think he's gonna be a big factor in them. Playing for national championship this year. He's definitely gonna be one of those guys that's gonna have to rebuild a program on probably its most successful 4-year span. From Trevor Lawrence, who only lost 2 games, 1 game, his entire college career. Yeah, two. Yeah, because he lost to Alabama, or no, he lost to Ohio State,
LSU.
and he lost to LSU. No, he got his ass kicked by LSU. He just lost. No, I swear, he just lost.
He got his ass whooped.
LSU kicked his ass. Because them boy, bro, that Joe Burrow offense, good God.
All I gotta say is all Dabo had to do was just be quiet about it being New Orleans. All he had to do was just be quiet about it being New Orleans.
That's their kryptonite, though. That's their kryptonite. They can't, bro. Clemson can't win in the Big Easy. They can't. They've proven it time and time again.
They can't do it.
Every game that they've lost to go to the national championship has been in the Superdome. They lost to Alabama when Kelly Bryant was the quarterback. They lost to Alabama in the Superdome. They lost to Ohio State. Where at? In the fucking
Superdome.
And then they got their ass handed to them by Joe Burrow and them Bengal Tiger boys in the Superdome. I'm just saying, like, I think it's a Bama. It's another Bama year. I think Bama's gonna run it back, man.
Run it back. I think the only team outside of the conference of SEC that could give Alabama a good fight would be Clemson, like you said.
Ohio State, I think could. I think Ohio State will.
It depends, because I'm really interested in one school that really shook all of us last year was Indiana. Let's see what Indiana does. Like, is that program going to be uplifted now?
Yeah,
especially with players getting paid. Like,
yeah, them boys are studs, man. They were studs last year.
So
them boys put that team on the back burner. I don't know, man. It's another show, another week. Next time we talking, it's gonna be another preseason game. Hopefully my Saints do better. Hopefully we finally get to watch Lionel Messi and the monstrous team, the PSG. We hopefully get to watch them, disrupt everything and destroy all of humankind and all of our hopes that Chelsea will ever win the Premier League or any other league again. But I gotta admit, man, I'm mad excited for him. I'm mad excited for them boys.
Football starting soon up again.
Yes,
Baseball postseason about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
October's coming.
It is about to be one of the next couple episodes going to be the best. So it's been another awesome show.
As Kevin Hart once said, it's about to go down.
Go down.
Little stupid bitch. Long diddy, no nipple having ass bitch. It was from my friends. my friends out there saying, oh my Lord. He said she ain't had no nipple. Oh man, no, it's about to go down, man. Yeah, man. This is that time of year where it's perfect to have one of these kind of shows, because like I said, Premier League starting up, NFL starting up, NBA gonna be starting up soon. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a wild one. So till next week.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.